Welcome back to the Roland GRIMES, not just sports entertainment show. I'm Wilbur Skipper on steroids. He just took a break. He just took a break from the set. I'm here to finish up with Dr. Tarik Harris and Mr. Eugene Helms. Dr. Harris, sir. I know you're not ready for this. While I was sitting at the restaurant bar having my chicken wings and my soda and getting ready to order my dessert, Fred, make sure this dude is in the camera. Is he in the camera? Is this picture? All right. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at you, distinguished gentleman. Your voice is strong. Your pinstripes are working. I know the camera doesn't pick it up, but man, you got it going on. And you know what I was thinking as you were talking? I don't like you. Okay, now. All right, now, it's not you personally I don't like. I just didn't like the fact while I was eating that 15th wing that you started talking about I needed to eat some veggies and drink some water and not eat as much fried food. That disturbs me for some reason. So look, I don't know if you're going to undisturb me, but let me ask you something. What the heck is wrong with you, and why did you decide to get involved with the nutrition business, Dr. Harris?
Well, I like you, man. All right.
They just hit my chicken wing, man. Nah, man, deep down, I love you. I just don't like you a lot right now. Go ahead, man, talk to me.
Well, I think for me, it started at a young age. In fourth grade, I wasn't always into fitness, to put it to you like this.
See, the dude's trying to say when he was in the fourth grade, he was fat, plump, and was fat, plump, and a chump.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was. In the fourth grade, I was 127 pounds.
Man, in the fourth grade, I was 186. Never mind. Strike that from the record. Strike that from the record. Don't y'all go nowhere with that. Okay, so you call being overweight 127 pounds when you were 9 years old?
Yes, because when I tried out for the football team at that age, they told me to wait till I got to middle school because trash bags weren't going to work for me.
Oh, that's right. You had to sweat it off.
Right, and because it was so much weight, they said you need to do. That's not healthy. You need to wait to middle school.
Exactly.
So that's when I kind of got upset about that, and I started playing soccer. Soccer was a sport where you just run around.
Run all day.
And so I was the only one on my soccer team that had different shorts from everybody else because my legs were bigger than everybody else, so I couldn't fit the regular uniform. So for me, I was self-conscious about that. And I remember going to my father. I grew up in Philadelphia, and I said, "Dad, can we go?"
Oh, that's the point. You grew up in Philly.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's going on with
City
this
of brotherly
guy.
love.
Oh yeah, you grew up in Germantown. So, tell the truth anyway. So you said what to your father when you were in Philadelphia?
I said I wanted to join the YMCA, and he said to me, "Can you do 10 push-ups?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, we're not joining the gym until you're able to do 10 push-ups." So at the time, I thought that was the meanest thing. He crushed me. But he said, "Why am I going to waste money you going to a gym lifting weights when you can't lift your own body weight? The minute you're able to lift your own body weight and you show me that, then we can go join the gym." Exactly. So instead of me getting upset about it, I use that as motivation. So when he wasn't there, every morning, I would work on doing push-ups until I was able to do 20 straight push-ups. I don't know the time period, but then at one point I said, "Hey, Dad, come here, check this out." I went down, I dropped down. I think I was able to do 15 or 20 push-ups. He was proud, he was excited, hugged me. That very next day, we joined the YMCA. So for me, it started off as a little kid where I realized that I needed to change how I looked. I was watching ESPN one day. I saw a bodybuilding show come on. At that moment, I said, that's something I want to do. Now, did I think I was going to actually do that? Probably not. But it was something far removed from what I looked like that I wanted to do that. And 20 years later, I actually started doing it myself. So for me, fitness, I don't just look at it as a job. I actually look at it as a ministry. Because particularly in the African-American community, we invest in our careers, we invest in our homes, our vehicles, relationships, clothing, but we neglect our health.
Right.
Until the doctor tells you that you need to get in shape, or you need to get a trainer, or you need to work out, or else. You're on this medication for your blood pressure, you're on this medication for your cholesterol, you're on this medication that has different steroids, so now it's a systemic effect. So instead of you just eating correctly and being active, you're taking care of your job, you put everybody before you, and you're neglecting your body. So I say, if you don't have your health, you can't make any wealth.
Exactly.
You only get one life, it's not a dress rehearsal. So for me, it's bigger than just, okay, I go to the gym every now and then. For me, this is a way of life. So whether it's a 4-year-old, a child that's in the 4th grade, or an adult, everybody can change their way of living, one day at a time.
No, I like him a lot more when I get a little closer to him. He got some. I think I'm gonna keep this guy around.
know.
All right, look, man, when I went to the doctor, right, and they do the BMI thing, the body mass index, right?
Right.
Like it starts out in white, like everything starts out in white, right? And it says you're underweight. And then it goes to like a shade of like yellow or something. It says, you know, you're closer to where you're supposed to be. And then it has like the optimum weight. Well, on the other side, it turns like blue and then black then purple. So at the end of the body mass index chart, which is like right here, and it's purple, like the doctor said, son, you're like right over here, like on the wall. So they had to create another little chart for me. They had to create another little chart. Now, I'm trying to explain to the guy that I'm big boned. You know,
How did that work?
I'm trying to explain we said I've never seen a fat dinosaur, a fat skeleton or something he said. But then I said, well, my family history, dude, what size jacket do you wear?
46,
Okay, now, self-disclosure, how much do you weigh?
215.
Now, the last time I wore a 46 jacket, I was like 290. So the difference between his 215 and that 46, and me and the 46 at 290, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm never going to fit that chart. You know, one of my teammates used to say, I was a running back. As I've told you, I don't know if you knew I was a running back. If you didn't, you know now, right? And the guys used to tell me that Bubba was built like us at 280 when we were 220. I almost wore the same clothes, 36-inch pants at 240, 250. So I'm a little bit miffed now as to what is considered unhealthy and overweight. Is unhealthy when I go to the doctor and he says, dude, you're about to die? Or is overweight when I finally reach the BMI, but when I do, man, I'm telling you, I'll be wearing like your son's clothes. So what's that medium, or is there a medium? Because you deal with athletes, and in order for me to lose weight, I have to stop lifting, I have to stop walking, I have to stop doing anything that's gonna build muscle, because every time I start working out, you know, my waist gets smaller, but the scale gets heavier because I'm putting on muscle.
Exactly.
So I said a lot, I asked you a lot, but help me understand, put it this way, are these doctors wrong sometimes? Are the physicians wrong in their assessment, or is it all just, you know, we check your blood and see if your blood is actually moving through your body, and if it's not, then you're dead? How does it work?
Well, the first thing you have to look at is they have a national scale. And when they actually do your BMI, they do the fat percentage, they go off a national scale. So they will say on the scale you may be a little bit bigger, and on the scale it might say that you're heavier or you're overweight. The other thing to look at too is that a lot of people that are small are not in shape, and some people that are big are in shape. So you have to look at.
So you have small people that are unhealthy.
Correct.
Exactly. So you have to look at your cholesterol. That's why it's always good to get your cholesterol checked. Make sure your HDLs, which is hyperdensity lipoprotein, exactly, and your LDLs. Make sure you have more HDLs than LDLs.
Okay.
Make sure
Does this make sense to you? Or no?
Perfect sense, yes.
Good.
Make sure that you're eating the right things. Like what Dr. Harris said is that you have to make sure you eat your greens. You have to make sure you eat good, balanced, nutritious meal. But also, to bring it back and to go back forward, is that you have to make sure you start teaching the young people. So you have to become a part of it. And as it becomes a part of you, that's when you can go out there and you will see the fruits of your labor as far as when you go out there and play sports and that type of thing.
All right. So look, man, I just ordered myself a spinach apple salad, and we're gonna get started with that with very little dressing, and I'm officially depressed now. All right, but look, you know, in all honesty, man, with all jokes aside, you brought this dude, didn't you? So look, as I sit next to you, I like it, and I'd like for you to come back. Is that doable?
Yes, sir.
And I think we're going to have you sit on some other sets with some other people, some other doctors like Dr. Art McCool,
Right.
and maybe some psychologists that we're going to have on board. We'll extend the invitation because, you know, as you know, food affects everything from how you think, how you feel, how you sleep, etc. And you folks out there in TV land will get to watch me trim and slim and all this other stuff hanging out with these two guys. Roland Grimes Show with Dr. Tarik Harris. Appreciate you.
Thanks, sir.
And this man, Eugene Hellam's the only one in my life who continues to remind me every day, man, you got to get in shape. And I don't like him either. But having said that, we're going to close out this session, folks, from the Society Lounge. Once again, Roland Grimes, not just sports and entertainment show. Have a good evening, and God bless.